Instead of writing square root program, what I will do, I'm going to make use of built-in function, that is square root function. So what is existing resource here? That is nothing but the library function or built-in function. If I want to copy one string to another, that can be achieved with the help of string copy. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on Introduction to C++. I'm Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the things what we discussed in my previous session. In my previous session, I started with how to write the C++ program. What is the syntax? What is the rule I want to follow while writing the C++ program? That is nothing but the structure of C++ program. While writing C++ program, I must follow certain rules. That means at the beginning, I'm going to have the comment or documentation section. To write the documentation section, I'm going to have two types of comments, that is single line and multi-line. Then I'm going to have linker section. In linker section, I'm going to have the preprocessor directive. That is, I'm going to have hash include input output stream dot h hash include console input output header file, etc. Then I'm going to have the definition, that is nothing but the hash define A10. So this is nothing but the definition. Then we had discussion regarding how to declare the global variables. That is nothing but the global declaration. That means even I can able to define the array or functions, even I can able to define the variables. And where I want to define, to make the variable global or function global or array global, I must define those variables or functions or arrays above the main program. And we had discussion regarding main function. So dear student, make sure that your program must include one main program, and while writing main, it should be written in the small letter, that is nothing but the lowercase alphabet, and you must write open and closing braces. This indicates that this is the function and the actual execution of the function is going to start from the main program. Even though I'm going to have comment or global declaration section or linker section or global declaration section, even though where the actual program begins, the execution of the actual program is going to begin from the main function, and I'm going to have the braces. That means the main function going to include braces, and at the beginning I'm going to have the declaration statement and I'm going to have the statement. So what is statement here? Statements are nothing but the instruction. So when I have more than one instruction, and it is treated as statements. So these are the actual structure of C++ program. That means whenever you are going to write any C++ program, then you must follow the structure of C++ program. In today's session, at the beginning, I'm going to have library function. Then I'm going to discuss mathematical function. Along with that, we are going to study about character function, string function. Along with that, we are going to discuss about console input output function. Along with that, we are going to study general purpose standard library function. Along with that, some more functions. So dear student, instead of wasting much of time here, directly moving on to the function, that is library function. What is library function? Why I required library function? What is the need? Everything we are going to study in my today's session. So here C++ programming language provides many library functions. So what is library function? These functions are already designed and these functions are already implemented and these functions are stored in the library. And whenever I want or I required, what I will do? Just I'm going to include the header files that correspondent to the library function. Along with that, I'm going to use the function. So what is library function? Here library functions are built-in or predefined function. So it is built-in function that saves the program time. So dear student, think that you want to write a print function. Instead of writing print function, what I will do? I'm going to use or I'm going to make use of built-in function print in. That means instead of writing 100 or 1000 code, what I will do? I'm going to make use of previous function, that is nothing but the built-in function. So it's going to save the user time. That means it's going to save the programming time. And the library functions includes mathematical function, character function, string function, and console input output function. So what are the different kinds of library function I'm going to have here? That is 4. What are the 4? Mathematical, character, string, and console input and output function. So what are the different mathematical function I'm going to have here? That is, suppose if I want to find the square root of a given number, then what I will do? Instead of writing square root program, what I will do? I'm going to make use of built-in function, that is square root function. And where these functions are stored? These functions are stored under math.h header file. And whenever I required mathematical related functions, what I will do? I'm going to make use of built-in functions. So these are the built-in mathematical function. And if I want to find the power of a given number, then what I will do? I'm going to use the power function. And if I want to find the sign of given number, I'm going to have the built-in function, that is sine. So sine of angle x, and it is measured in terms of radius. And if I want to find the cosine value, I'm going to have the function cos, and I'm going to pass the variable x, and it is measured in terms of radius. And if I want to find the tangent of an angle, once again I'm going to have the function tan x, and it is measured in terms of radius. And if I want to find the sine inverse, that is a sine, cos inverse, or exponent, then I'm going to have the exponent function. If I want to find the logarithm, then I'm going to have the logarithm function. And if I want to find the logarithm of number x2 base 10, then I'm going to have the function log 10 of x. For absolute value, I'm going to have ABS, and for absolute value of real number, that is nothing but the fractional number, that is FABS. And I'm going to pass the variable x. So these are the some example for built-in mathematical functions. So what the user is going to do, instead of writing code for cos or sine or absolute value or logarithm, what they will do, they are going to make use of previous function. So what is previous function? That is nothing but the predefined function or built-in function. And these are the example for library function. And what kind of library function? That is nothing but the mathematical library function, and these functions are stored under math.h. Moving further, I'm going to have the character function. That means, suppose if I want to find the letter or word which is in uppercase or lowercase, instead of writing code for finding if it is in uppercase or lowercase, what I will do, I'm going to make use of existing function. That means, suppose if I want to write the code for finding uppercase or lowercase, it will take time and I want to write 100 or thousands of lines. Instead of wasting my time, what I can able to do, I can able to make use of existing resource. So what is existing resource here? That is nothing but the library function or built-in function. And to support character function, so what is character? That is single character. I'm going to have the certain function which is stored inside the string.h header file. So if I want to check if the given C is uppercase or the given C is lowercase, then what is the function I'm going to have is alpha. That means if I want to check that the given character is in uppercase or lowercase, to check that, what I'm going to have here, I'm going to have the function is alpha and I'm going to pass the value. And this function returns only true if C is an uppercase. So this function is going to return the value true only when if the C is in uppercase. And it is going to return the value false if C is in lower case. Now, if I want to check if the provided variable C is digit or not, for that I'm going to have the function is digit, and it returns true only when C is integer or the digit, and otherwise it is going to return the value false. For example, if C is 9, then it is going to return the value true because C is 9. If C is some other value, say B, then it's going to return the value false. Now I'm going to have is alphanumeric. So it returns true if it digit from 0 to 9 or alphabetic character. That means if I consider the variable C and C holds alphanumerical value, then it returns true. For example, say C is B2. What's the value here? C is B2. And it's going to return true because C is going to hold the value B and 2. So here B is alphabet and 2 is digit. And this function is alphanumeric, is going to return the value true only when it holds the digit from 0 to 9 and alphabet that is uppercase or lowercase. Otherwise, it is going to return the value false. That means if I write C equal to B, then it is false. Then I'm going to have another function is lower. So what is lower? It returns true if C is lowercase letter. That means if the variable value C is lowercase letter, then it returns true. Otherwise, it is going to return false. And if you want to check the given character is uppercase, then you're going to have is upper and you're going to pass the variable. And it is going to return the true value only when the C is going to hold or C is going to have the uppercase letter. That time it is going to return the value true. Otherwise, it is going to return the value false. And if I want to convert from one case to another, then I'm going to have 2 upper and 2 lower. That means, suppose if you want to convert your character to uppercase, then you're going to have 2 uppercase function, that is 2 upper. And if you want to convert your uppercase alphabets to lowercase alphabet, then you're going to have the function to lower and you're going to pass the variable as the argument. So these are the some of the character function and these are the built-in function which is stored in the string.h header file. Then I'm going to have the string function. So what is string function and what are the different kinds of string function I have? That is string length, string concatenate, string copy or string comparison. So how many functions I'm going to have here? String length, string concatenate and string copy and string comparison. Consider the example here. My name is Revati. So I'll write Revati. So here I will take S equal to Revati. And I'm going to pass this S to the string length function. And what is the length of the string here? It is 7. So what is the length of the string S? That is 7. So it gives number of characters including space present in the string S. That means it is going to return the total number of characters present in the string including space. If I consider another example, S equal to Revati BD, and what is the length here? The string length function is going to return the value 11. That means it is going to consider the space. So consider here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So what is the return value of this string length function? It is 11. And suppose if you want to concatenate two different strings, then I'm going to have the function string cat. That means I'm going to combine two strings together. So it concatenates the string 1, that is string 2, onto the end of the string 1. The string S1 must have enough location to S2. Suppose if I want to combine two strings together, then I'm going to have the function called string cat. That means I'm going to concatenate two string, and where I'm going to append at the end of the first string, and the first string must have enough space. For example, think that I have S1 is VA, that is Vidhyaashram, and S2 is family. After applying string concatenate, what is the result I'm going to get? That is VA family. So this is the output I'm going to get after concatenating two string. And if I want to copy the string, that means if I want to copy one string to another, that can be achieved with the help of string copy. So it copies character string S2 to the string 1, and S1 must enough storage location to hold S2. For example, think that S1 is V A and S2 is VAPU college. So what is S1? It is Vidhyaashram, and what is S2? That is Vidhyaashram PU college. Now what I want to do, I want to copy S1 to S2. For that I'm going to have the function strcp, and I'm going to copy this VAPUC to the S1. And to compare the string, I'm going to have the compare function, that is nothing but the string comparison function. If both the strings are equal, then we are going to have string comparison equal. That is, if S1 and S2 both are equal, then I'm going to get the true value. If S1 is greater than S2, or I can able to check S1 is less than S2. That means it compares S1 and S2 and find out whether the S1 is equal to S2 or greater than to S2, or S1 is less than to S2. So these are the certain string function I'm going to have in my string, that is string dot header file. So if I want to make use of these function in my program, what I want to do? I want to include string dot h header file in my program. Then along with that, I'm going to have string comparison I. So what is I here? That is ignoring. It compares S1 and S2 and it's going to ignore. That means think that S1 is in uppercase and S2 in lowercase, but I don't want to bother about the alphabet case. That means if it is uppercase or lowercase. What is my intention? I just want to check S1 and S2. For that time, what I will do, I'm going to use str comparison ignoring. So to indicate I want to ignore, I'm going to use the word I. So it compares S1 and S2 ignoring alphabet case and find out whether S1 is equal to S2 or S1 is greater than S2 or S1 is less than S2. And I'm going to have string reverse. That means if I want to reverse any string, I can able to make use of built-in function. To reverse the string, what is the built-in function I'm going to have? That is strrev, and I'm going to pass the string. Now, another one, I'm going to have To convert uppercase, then I'm going to have the function strupr and I'm going to pass the variable. So, what is variable here? Here variables are nothing but the string. So, it converts a string S into uppercase. So, dear student, just remember that suppose if I use the word variable, so here variables are in the form of string. That means here variables are the type of string. So it converts a string S into uppercase, and for lowercase I'm going to have strlwr. That means it converts a string to lowercase, and these are the certain function comes under string function. Moving further, I'm going to have console input and output function. So where I'm going to get this console input and output function, that is I want to include conio.h header file in my program. And what are the functions which is supported by the conio.h header file? That is get character. It returns a single character from a standard input device. That means suppose if I want to return any single character from the standard input device. So what is the standard input device? That is the keyboard, and it takes no parameter and returned value is the input character. That means suppose if I want to use get character function, directly I am going to call get char. So I am not going to pass any variable here. But what is the return value I am going to get? That is I am going to get the input as character. That means I am not going to pass any value here, but this get character function is going to return the value that is input character. And I'm going to have another function that is put character. So it makes one argument which is the character to be sent to the output device. Suppose if I want to display any character, and I'm going to have the function put character, and where I'm going to display, it's on the monitor or it's on the display screen. It takes one argument, and it's going to take one argument which is the character to be sent to the output device, and it also returns this character as a return result. So here the put character is going to receive one argument, and it is going to return the character as a result. And I'm going to have get s. So whatever we were discussing till now, it is all about character. Now suppose if I want to get the string, or if I want to put or provide the output as string, then I'm going to have get s and put s. So what is get s? Here get s a string terminated by a new line character. So what is get s? It is a string, and it is terminated by the new line character from the standard input stream std in. So it is a string, that means it gets a string, that means it is going to receive a string from the standard input. And what is put s? It's going to display, or it's going to display the result in the output device. That means it takes a string which is to be sent to the output device. So to display or send the result to the output device, what I'm going to have? That is put s. And to get the input from the keyboard. So that is nothing but the standard input device. I'm going to have get S. So these are the some of the example for console input and output. And where it is stored? It is stored inside the conio.h header file. Along with that, I'm going to have some other general purpose standard library function. Along with the character or string or mathematical library function, I'm going to have general purpose standard library function. In that first one, I'm going to have randomize. It initialize / seeds the random number generate with a random number. Dear student, whenever you want to generate a number randomly, that means think that you have 0 to 9 digit, that is total 10 digit, and you want to get or print the number randomly. That can be achieved by using randomization. So here random, I'm going to have the function random. It generates a random number between 0 to n minus 1. That means whenever I want to generate any random number, I can able to use the function called random. And suppose if I want to convert string to numeric, then I'm going to have alphabet to integer, that is A to I, and I'm going to pass the value. It converts string S to a numerical representation. That means if I want to represent the string S in the form of numerical numbers, then I'm going to have A to I function. If I want to convert the number into a string, what? If I want to convert a number into a string, then I'm going to have I to A. Then I'm going to pass the number. So what is the number I'm going to pass that is converted into string? But if I consider A to I, here I'm going to pass the string, and in return what I'm going to get? I'm going to get the number. And these are the some of the example for general purpose standard library function. Moving further, I'm going to have some other functions, that is get ch and get che. So what is get ch? To get the character. And what is get che? That is if I want to echo the character, then I'm going to have the function get che. So what is the general form? Initially, I'm going to have ch. So what is the data type? That is of type character. And at the beginning, I'm going to call get che. And I'm going to take another variable ch1, and I'm going to call the function get ch. So here ch and ch1 are the variable and of the type character, and they are going to take no argument. That means they take no argument and require the conio.h header file. So if I consider this example, it's not going to take any variable. It's not going to take any value. And where it's going to get the value? And it's going to receive the value from the standard input. So what's the example for standard input? That's nothing but the keyboard. So here I'm going to use get che and get ch function in order to get the input from the keyboard. And on the execution, the cursor blinks. That means when you're going to run your program, your cursor starts blinking. And what the user want to do here, the user want to feed the character. That means when the cursor starts blinking, the user must feed the character, and the value of the character returned from the get CHE must be assigned to CH. That means whatever the value it's going to read from the keyboard, that is stored inside the CH variable, and the function get CH echoes the character on the screen. That means if you want to display the character which you're going to read from the keyboard on the monitor, that can be done by using get CHE. So what is CHE? That is echoes. That means you are going to display the character which you were read from the keyboard. For example, think that if I'm going to press A, and it should be displayed on the screen with the help of get CHE. That means with the help of get CHE, whatever the character I passed, what I passed here, that is A, that is displayed on the display screen. And another function get CH is similar to get CHE, but it does not display the character on the screen. So what is the difference here? If I'm going to use get CHE, then I can able to display the character on the screen. And if I'm going to use get CH, then I cannot able to display the character on the screen. But I can able to read the character from the standard input. So dear student, in some more function, we are going to have get CH and get CHE, and these two functions are differ each other. So dear student, in my today's session, I started with library function. Under library function, we had discussion regarding mathematical library function, then string library function, character library function, along with that some other form of general function, and along with that we had discussion regarding some more functions. These are some of the examples for library function. So what is library function? Here library functions are built-in function. That means these function codes are written by some other programmer, and that is stored inside the library function, and we are going to make use of it instead of writing the same code again and again. Dear student, in my today's session, you got more information about the C++ program. Let's meet in the next session with some more information about C++ programming. Until then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.